champion.
There isn't much shade in here. I hope I have enough money for repairs.
Welcome. Any socketed gems I can remove?
Will there be a team tournament next year, I wonder?
Hey there, stranger. You look like... You've seen some combat. Care to take a look at...
Fate weaving is a bunch of... Spinning high
I hope I have
lies.
enough money for repairs. This studded leather is almost ruined.
polished armor means you haven't used it yet.
Sworn to war?
The heat.
It's as deadly as the Jotun and the spider.
Don't wander the wastes unprepared.
My poor old master had but one dying wish, that his prize blade, the one on the wall, be mended. Some days I dream that I'll do it myself. Then I remember, I'm a poor untrained apprentice who can barely forge a soup spoon. Why, that's Haldabeer's blade. It's famous, from the Fey Wars. My old master always said he'd fix it right again. Might have, if he'd lived. Now it just hangs on the wall, taunting me, reminding me of all I'm not. In battle, oh, it's a wondrous tale of how Haldabeer slew his foe. I'd tell, but I don't think I could do it justice. Not by an ordinary smith, true, but there's one living who can. Only, he'd rather eat nettles and stare at the sky than raise hammer to anvil. You can find the hermit smith yourself, up in the Minotaur Heights. Only, I warn you, he won't speak to anyone. Mind you, I said he could mend that blade. But if you think you can just alter fate, seek him in the Minotaur Heights.
Dust, dents, and scars.
We see few enough strangers in Ireland.
Finally, the carver rested. He grew a mountain crowned with clouds by the river, and leaned against its side to sleep. Ages passed, and the sand settled into his work, and all the land was still.
Normally, I'd advise you to take a leap off that ledge, but at the moment, I find myself in need of aid. Don't think you'll get anything out of it, though. I certainly won't teach you anything. Damned kobolds is what? Poison spear to my leg and it's begun to fester. There are things for it, easy to gather myself. If I could walk. Iron fast? What could they possibly... All right, just help me with this leg. Ugh. I'll need spider sack ichor, fenrack from the canyon below, and grist from a Jotun's cookpot. Can you get me those? Ah, some spider sack... No lesson. You have my thanks. Now go. Ah, some
That day, the carver woke to find his touch run dry, the wellspring of his power dead as dust at the source. He heard then the first whisper, the first mention. Mortals.
Prince of Spring raised his sword toward the breaking dawn, and he called down the glory of the newborn morning. Issa bequeathed to the land the talisman of fate. With its power, the earth rose to defend the birthplace of light, our cradle of summer. So the great cycle swathed Own of the Thulian dusk in the arcane veil, and Issa planted the gardens after the storm, and nurtured the court of summer by the ruins of fire.
About bloody time. Spider gland for the festering, Fenrak for the pain, and Stugris to keep my strength up. You've done me a good turn, stranger. I live a hermit's life, so have little to give. I hope you'll take this as thanks. You'll get nothing else. Oh, that. Well, tell me, what's going on that old Braskin can't handle on his own? I still know him. I came to Menethir because of him, the only man in all Amalur I respect. What? He's dead? Then he never mended that sword, and that green apprentice is left alone half-trained. Damn it all, I swore I'd never... But the blade and the apprentice and the blade... It won't do. I must go. Bring me a compound known as Master's Tallow from Hervar's Dorsil, and the sword is yours. I'll be at Ironfast waiting. Hervar's Dorsil by name, just north of the river. A madwoman lived there some years ago. She had perfected the art of making Master's Tallow. She's gone, but I think you'll find some tallows remained. Be swift. Now that I've begun, I want to see this finished.
The heights of Menetier are thick.
We see few enough strangers in our
What have you got for old Fargil the healer today? A nice spider so long.
Greetings.
We see few enough strangers.
Need a new weapon? That's me. Need it repaired? Blacksmith.
You have the Master's tallow? Then let's begin. Lords of Iron and Fire, it's good to be back at the forge. Brace yourselves now.
The heat's as deadly as the Jotun and the spiders.
Behold, Haldabir's blade, strong and whole. As you made this possible, I insist that you take it. A hero deserves a hero's sword. Now, if you're done gawking, I have a clumsy oaf of an apprentice to train.
Greetings.
If you're traveling, you'll need supplies.
The heights of Menetier. The hermit blacksmith is here in the keep.
Greetings! What, you surely ask, is such a well-heeled Praetorian doing here among the dust and brambles? Removing the tarnish from my name and solving the Jotun problem. The old Ragnar has died, and his successor is stirring the embers of war. But he's too clever to openly provoke the Warsworn, so he's attacking gnomes instead. That will not stand. I have a plan to settle this, but it requires someone of both delicacy and grit. Priest, apothecary, and spiritual guide to Jotun kind. The old Ragnar ruled all the Jotun in these heights and the mountains beyond. If this upstart stirs all of them to war, things could go badly for everyone. Yes, I think you do. First, we must find some new and better enemies for the Jotun. Go into Tirskotter Mine, southeast of here, and steal the clan totem from the kobolds that dwell there. Then return to me. Tirskotter Mine. I don't know where in the mine the clan totem is kept. There you are. Ah, you have the totem. Good. We've made some enemies, so now we must make the feeling mutual. Kill 3 Jotun chieftains known as the Ragnar's Chosen. Their deaths will enrage the Ragnar like nothing else. After killing each of the Chosen, plant one of these kobold daggers in his chest. That should do the trick. They'll be up among the Jotun on the heights, spreading their Ragnar's word. Remember, after you've killed each, plant a kobold dagger in his chest. That's essential. Look! It begins! here, you see, it all falls beautifully into place. The kobolds will come for their totem. And this new Ragnar will see a challenge that he cannot ignore, and a battle he'll think he can win. Of course, neither he nor any will survive it. Well, there may be a victor for a moment or two, but in the end, I will be the only winner, you will see. Well, there may be a victor for a moment. Meet me on the height above two paths. You wanted war? Well, you've got it. Beautiful plan. Go on, tear each other apart. A sight to behold. You wanted war? You've got it. Go on, tear each other apart. A sight to behold. A sight to behold. Now, go! All have lost, but we have won thanks to my genius and your hard work. You have earned your reward. Have this. As for me, I have earned a trip to Odessa and, surely, Centurion rank.
There's a lot I need to do. The forge is hot if you need to use it, and I'd be happy to fix up old Gossamer End for you. That place, it will be ready in no time. Let me know if you want any... Well, it sure would be useful to have an alchemy workbench. The alchemy workbench should come in handy in these neck of the woods. The main floor has been expanded as much as possible, but I can squeeze in an attic for some... You'll be amazed when you see that attic. Well, I'll have to watch out for the riverbed, but I can add on a basement for some gold. I'll go ahead and set up the basement with some plants and reagents. If you're interested in more storage space, I can expand your basement for some gold. Be careful when you go in there. Somehow a spider got in when I was doing the last upgrade. I can do one last expansion of the basement, give you more space for the plants down there, for some gold. This will be the last upgrade I can give you. I hope you like everything I've done. Keep safe.
Hello. Don't kill me, please! Just a little white stone here. My name's Varric Dunbert. In my trade selling. We get a quirky collection of good... Come again. Yeah?
The bird turned to leave, but again Rattlesnake stopped her. I'm sorry to trouble you again, Desert Runner, but your patterns are so beautiful and my scales are plain. Can you bring me a pattern like yours? I will paint on your back with my feet, Desert Runner said. That is why Rattlesnake is decorated with diamonds.
Stay out of trouble.
Well, well, well. Never seen your face before. Can't say I like it. Listen up, Dogface. There are 2 rules in Bone Town. Number 1, Mayor Eswin's law is absolute. Number 2, if you don't like rule number 1, then you'd better get your ass out of town. Now go meet the mayor yourself. He likes to know what the kobolds kick in from the wastes, especially with the families running wild. Listen to that. You're fitting in pretty well already. I'll see you around Whitestone, Dogface.
Aye. Stay out of trouble.
Stand right there. Let me take a look at you. Filthy, weary, lonely, but special, that's for certain. We don't see folks like you in Whitestone very often. I'm Mayor Eswin Elfhelm, and I'm the closest thing to a friend you've got around here. Some call it war. I call it survival. The Motus mining interest left an empty throne when it abandoned Apotea, and now everyone wants that power. The people here, the decent, honest, hard-working people of Apotea, have been through enough. Starvation, humiliation. They needed a leader, one who cares. My goals are simple. To stop the warring in Whitestone, and to rescue it from the brink of extinction. And you can help me. What do you say? Partners? I like you. You're not a fool. Want to know what you're getting into? Well, I think big, but I'm smart enough to start small. I need a person who can do both. I want you to acquire something for me. Something that rightfully belongs to me. There's a man named Adeth Scoria, patriarch of the most prominent mining family in Apotea. Months ago, I bought his family mine. It wasn't cheap. Now Adeth refuses to surrender the property. In fact, he's gone into hiding and won't meet with me. I need you to acquire what is legally mine. The deed to his claim. Modus Mining stored all the records in its old headquarters east of the village. But the building has long since been overrun. Get that deed, and we're in business. Probably in that relic of a building that was once Motus.
Careful out there. Oh, look what the dust brought here.
bandit? A scavenger? State your business here.
Goodbye. May I help you?
What is it? Can't you see I'm busy? If you're from the village, you can tell Mayor Eswin that I'm not interested in any other deals he may wish to offer. This discovery belongs to everyone, and it will not be used to further one man's agenda. You mean you're not with that fool Elfhelm? Well, if that be true, then this meeting could be an opportunity for both of us. Tell me, have you ever heard of Culminate? Of course you haven't, because, you see, I discovered it. It is a new ore, one that has the potential to be the most valuable resource ever discovered in this region. Think of what would happen if I could prove it was plentiful here. Motus would reopen the mines, jobs would return to Whitestone. Apatir would live again! I am a man of science. The little progress I ever make is done here, at the workbench. I need someone swift and resourceful to walk the world for me. Scour Apatir. Search the deepest mines in every abandoned dig. I am confident there are Culminate deposits to be found. I have faith in you, friend. My research suggests that the veins run beneath all of Apatir, so I would search the mines. Of course, you're the one who would confirm whether my research is accurate. Goodbye.